All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, Shalom to the men of the Lord that are prophesying, preaching, and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom Barakatam. And it's just going to be a quick lesson on news and prophecy, just reacting to a few articles. And Lord willing, I'll do a second lesson on this. I'm going to go into this blacklisted news because it always has things that are pertinent that we should be watching for, you know. And this is the worst time to slow down and stop watching, man. You know, more information is coming out more than ever, but there's a couple of things that the one of the elder brothers had posted on their page that I just want to focus on. It says a sermon written by AI. Are robotic rabbis next? All right. And so I almost want to title this lesson. It should be a lot easier to convince Jake to withdraw out of this place. But you know, what do we find when we engage, you know, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans on the streets, the highways, the byways, or even on the comment boards? How stuck are they in this society where they want to continue going here, man? All right, and it should be a lot easier because look at the shit that's getting ready to come down. You really gonna have a robot that they're just lazy, man. They're having a robot create images, create artwork, create movies. Now they're gonna be preaching sermons. They're gonna create robots to do everything for you. So what are you? You think they're gonna let you just live, have the highest fruits of life? No. They're gonna take that technology, they're gonna lock you up in a pod, all right? And the robots are gonna be to maintain their lifestyle. And part of maintaining their lifestyle is making sure you don't leave the pod, man. We were reading that article yesterday, man, or Salakia, the day before yesterday, about how this new world system that they want to implement, the social crediting systems and all of that, man. When you see what they really got planned, it starts to dawn on you. And like I said, you tell Jake this, man. It should be really easy to convince him to withdraw from this place, but it's not, man. They're worshiping other gods like idols, man. Like this is talking about AI here. You see, verse 8, it says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. I'll start at 7. It says, For blessed is the wood whereby righteous cometh. All right. So there's a righteous way to use wood. All right. And then there's an unrighteous way to use wood. It says, But that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as he that made it. All right. So in this case, we're talking about AI robots. We're talking about, you know, aluminum, silicone, iron, cobalt, lithium, those kind of things, right? But it's still a vessel that you made with hands. At the end of the day, no matter how smart this thing is, this AI thing, it's still of Satan. All right. It says he because he made it, and it because being corruptible, it was called God. All right. So just the act of making it makes you wicked, man. So the Lord's got all with this place already, man. And he said, and the thing you created, all right, it's also cursed because you're referring to it as a god, but it's just another thing that you created, which means it's corruptible. All right, verse 9, for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High, man. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. All right. So this is an abomination before the Lord, man. You see the 6-pointed, you know, image there, so we already know who's behind this. All right. secret Louisiana high school secretary fired after calling MLK. That's funny as hell, actually. It's here too, to the Apocrypha, man. Um, and you're fighting to stay along in this place with these people, man. You know this motherfucker right here. That's what you're fighting to stay around, man. Really? Ecclesiastes 12 and 10, it says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness." All right, and that scripture has come out a lot over the last couple of years, man. A lot, and there's a reason for it because this guy is not able to hide himself anymore. There's gonna come a time where he just gonna like somebody say like in Scooby Doo, man. You got to take the mask off the villain. At a certain point, the mask comes off, man. All right, and when that and as this mask has been coming off, we've been witnessing it. All right, this guy been showing himself. We've been calling it out, man, and that's the main precept we've been bringing out. It says, verse 11, it says, "Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him." And beware of him, all right? Why? Because this woman right here, she'll call it honey, baby, and talk to your kids nice, but on the inside, what is she? All right? And this so-called white woman, she has more access to your kids than their fathers do, most likely. You a Jake, man. You're not seeing your kids as much as this motherfucker right here. They're in school 30 hours a week. You see? So we need prayer, man. We need help. It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. So you're gonna see a small thing like this pop up, but then you go to a house and start looking under stuff. Then you see that this is the devil, man. This ain't just no slip. All right, but it starts with seeing that little bit of rust. Like, wait a minute, you know? Get the hell out of here, man. And wow, man, look at this. I can't blow this up. But it says, just in case you ever thought I was wrong about the things I post. Just in case you ever thought the things that I post are not true. So like you hear the picture of your Pope kissing, should say the hand of David Red Shield. All right, Henry Kissinger's here. All right, so this is all a big cabal, man. This is all just a big group of elites. There is no they don't believe in Catholicism versus Judaism versus Islam. All of that's just a giant category that they put people in. But these people don't actually subscribe to that, man. All right. What because why is Red Shield guy wearing a yarmulke and so is the Pope? Boy, wait a minute. These are two different religions. All right. Now, when you piece these things together, you start to see that they're basically one. It's one big dragon. All right. I'm gonna go to that real quick. All right. Shalakia hitting the wrong damn button here. All right, this is Revelation 13 and 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." All right, now why does it say the two horns like a lamb? Because the lamb is the softer side of this guy. This is his smooth talking nonsense that he speaks. All right, that's what the two horns represent. All right. but he spake as a dragon. And why does it call it the dragon? Because it sounds soft at first. It sounds all good, but really he's passing laws over you that destroy you, man, that are very draconian. Ultimately, you realize that you never really had a democracy or whatever they want to call it. You never really had a choice. This guy never intended on giving up any land. He never intended on not conquering the entire world or letting you have sovereignty or rights or your own economy or anything, man. He's never intended that, man. All right, over in America and even across the entire West, all right, which is why they call it the beast we consider the U.S., Europe, the European Union, all right, all these Edomite-run nations, all right, they all have a left wing and a right wing party, all right, and that's what these horns are, all right, and that's why it's likened unto a lamb, because that's the side of this whole beast system that makes people think they have hope. People be watching the Democratic Republican debate thinking, oh, get him. You know, they fight like it's WWE or NFL team, man. And that's basically all it is. It's just another team to root for. That's only going to make Esau richer. And you, what have you done after you watched a 3-hour football game? Nothing. Lost 3 hours of your life. You don't get any money for it. All right. You don't feel better about yourself. It's empty and vain, even if your team wins. Right. But it makes you feel good, all right? And Esau set the same thing up, all right? So that's why when you go back and you see images like this, people are shocked. They're like, oh, what? It's like, yeah, the Texans and the Dolphins, just picking two random teams. It's like, yeah, they might be fighting against each other on the football field, but at the end of the day, they're both owners of the NFL, man. They're both putting on a show to get paid off of you niggas. You tell this to Jay, he's going to curse you out, man. But verse 12, it says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. All right? And how did they get the earth to worship? Because you got Catholicism is how many billions of people? Islam is how many billions of people? All right? You got Judaism, and they're not as many people, but they influence the most people. All right, if you know the group that I'm talking about. All right, it says that they caused them to worship that first beast. How? Because they're all under the banner of organizations called the UN, the United Nations, the World Health Organization. All of these different entities, they're a part of it, man. All right. WEF, what do you think all this is about? All right, it says in verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. All right, so these yarmulke wearing, you watch some of the things that the Pope wears. They're basically just like Egyptian headdresses, man. When you look at Pope headdress, all right, you see this thing right here, all right. There's one of them back. The original ones, not the new dynasty. There you go. All right. So if you go back on the hieroglyphs, all right, you start to see the older ones. These Egyptian headdresses, man. These are nothing new, man. All right. And it may not be a headdress. I may be calling it something a different ceremonial name. What is being called here, but this is the headgear that I was referring to, and you see it's got the cobra on the front of it. Okay. So these people, man, have not These people have not deviated from the script at all whatsoever, man. All right. All of this stuff means something, man. This isn't just random design. These all come from ancient gods, even the cross itself, man. All right, and this guy looks at himself as Yahweh Shai on earth, man. Look, it says it was a stunning image. Pope Francis briefly wearing a full indigenous headdress. Its rows of soft white feathers fastened in place by a colorful beaded headband. All right, and we know they stole all of this shit, man. He doesn't pay for anything. All right, that's his so-called Mitri. All right. Ridiculous, man. But you see how it all links up, all right, in the spirit, and we know where the rest of this verse, this chapter leads in Revelation 13, all right. But just to seal off this point real quick, how long I've been going, damn. Revelation 16 and 13, it says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, man. All right? So when you see pictures like these guys, the Pope, Mob all together, what is that? That should tell you something. All right? The scriptures predicted this 100% on point, man. All right. It says, verse 14, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world. All right. These are world leaders right here, man. He's the world religious leader. All right. Rothschild, he's the world financial leader, so to speak. And Kissinger, I don't know exactly what his role is, but we know that there's a third role of the chief military people, which is what America and the whore of Babylon represents. You know, Kissinger, he's an old head from way back, man. All right, and these people they have incalculable amounts of wealth, man, unbelievable amounts of wealth that don't even make sense to write down on a balance sheet because you can't ever think to appraise all the wealth, man. You'll never be able to evaluate how much they're worth because they just take whatever they want. You know, the scriptures say the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right, I'll go to that real quick. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Now, who did the majority of the covering of faces? The organization this guy's with. Pope Francis, his organization has done the vast majority of iconoclasm and vandalism all across the world, man. All right? They did a lot of damage in the Crusades. They did a lot of damage during the Renaissance era. Okay, and now everybody thinks this stringy-haired hippie Momo is the Lord now, man. So it says the earth is given into them, to the hands of the wicked, man. All right, so these are not 3 different people groups. So lock you. It says, if not, where and who is he? So y'all break down who the devil is, okay? If it's not these people, then who is it? Sick of these people, man. Don't shed on me the serpent serum, I should say, are a health threat to the people without the serpent serum. And this is one Dr. McCullough. Now this is Peter McCullough. Now he's he's a world-renowned, brilliant doctor. All right, that happens to be an Edomite. All right, but he's getting blacklisted. He's getting shut down. He's getting ostracized by his own people. Why? Because look at the things that he's saying. He's going against the narrative. All right. And that shows you that this thing, they speak as a lamb, two horns like a lamb. All right. Here's the opportunity of choice. You can take it or don't take it. Red or blue. You know? AFC or NFC. It's like you pick which one you want, so you feel like you have the illusion of choice, but really you don't really have the illusion of choice. All right? Because that's how those two horns work. You see, but really you don't really have a choice. They'll take your business, they'll demonize you. They're getting ready to shut off entire bank accounts. All right, access to travel, to do different things. All right, and they're coming from people at the top of society. Doctors, it's happening to. Kanye, he's worth $2 billion. They like, nope, not no more. You see, so what's gonna happen to everyday men on the street like us? All right. Says body of Dallas area woman found near home of the man she was dating. Yeah, 1440 likes. That's the spirit, and this is beautiful, man. The spirit of vengeance is getting ready to come on Jake, man. You can tell Jake this is Jake here, bro. He had it, man. He probably don't because she threatened to tell his wife, and you look at you, man. Come on. You gonna be a side chick causing problems, man. You ain't supposed to look like this. All right. You a whole bust down trying to destroy this man's life. For what? For what? So you can be the primary hell giver? You know? They use the term primary caregiver, but this is the primary hell giver right here. She wants the primary woman out of the picture. So she can be the one to give you the majority of the hell in your life. And Jake is done with it, man. He's through. He's like, look, I can get away with it. Jake said in his head, man, look, I can get away with this shit. And that's how a lot of Jakes are starting to think, man, because you women have gone out. You showed no signs of slowing down or any restraint. The more freedom you got, the more you wild the fuck out. There's no indicator that you're gonna rein it in and become feminine again and start seeing the error of your ways. You're gonna watch the entire dating market crash. It's literally gonna be 3 dudes fucking every other single woman because of women are gonna that demon on them is gonna be psych them out so bad. Okay, that they'd rather sit at home. All right, and get Instagram likes or throw it back on OF to make them feel good about themselves than just humbling down and just finding a man. That feeling of loneliness, and they're gonna blame us. Look at, isn't Eve already blaming? All right, Jake, we're the least protected. You know, black men don't show up for us, and now they're leaving the country and. Passport brain, you know, everything they do, they just blame us, man. You know, that's why, you know, all of this fighting, man. We don't hate women, we don't at all. All right, now we will say things that Esau will deem as hateful, but ultimately it's not hate, man. To rebuke your own people is an act of love, and the fact that we're still getting on you, that very fact means that we still love you, man. All right, but you got to get cursed out. You're wilding the fuck out. No person that loves you is just gonna let you do things to destroy yourself and not say nothing. All right. And there's plenty of scriptures on these women, but and judgment. Okay, but I'll end it here, man, because it's kind of getting long. You know, Lord willing, this episode here, I'm just going into some of the prophecies, man. it works. It not works, but it starts to shake Jake, man. All right, because as it's written, man, it's high time to wake up out of sleep, man. So I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rachak Wadash, Wa Abba Baba Shalom.